Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What they do? Welcome to another episode of the Salute Podcast. I am your boy, retired Chief Master Sergeant Pat Wilcox, aka Hip Hop Chief, aka Conscious Rhyme Group Purgatory. The Salute Podcast is always in the service of dreamers, and we showcase all the talents of our current and prior military members in the elements of hip hop. So if you can rap, also dress fresh, and you serve your country, then the salute is for you. So once again, I'm out here. I got a very interesting guest to have a conversation with. I know we're gonna enjoy this conversation. I'm gonna get to it in a minute, but you know what I got to do? I got to hit up all the sponsors and shout them out. What's up? So first up is earplugs. It's I say it wrong all the time. It's Plugs Earbuds at www.getplugs.com. Audio Swim at www.audioswim.com, and Premier Element UAE, www.premierelement.com. One time for my man Buddy Pimp out there in Miami-Dade County all day. Next one up is, got to shout out the podcast network is www.patreon.com /that feeling podcast. So check us out. Got a whole bunch of interesting podcasts on there. Somewhere doing this broadcast here, man. I'm gonna stop for a second, pause a little bit if I remember to give my man back a shout out. Let him go and say his spiel for the sponsors and all that good stuff, and get a commercial in there. So that's that. Next up is the merch. The merch. You know what I'm saying? So we got our merch at www.teesprings.com and search for That Feeling Podcast. So I always got my merch. I got my merch right here. There it is. It's merch time. Merch. Got this right here. Got me a t-shirt because I done but we get the t-shirt that's too small. So we've done these over and not look a little brighter, look a little bit, but that's them. That's them right there. That's our stuff right there. So that is that. So now we can get into the podcast, and I can, give my man illustrious, I got to tell a story. I always tell my stories about my people when I bring them on the show. I get a little illustrious story. But wait, I forgot. Before I do that, we have lost a lot of people here, man. You know what I'm saying? We lost DX around. We lost Black Rob, and then we lost one of my favorite two dudes, man, Shock G, man. So, just to show him a little bit of love. As you know, I'm a Tupac fan. Like I said, I keep it 100, keep it a buck about who I love and who I was about when I was a young man. It's still the same way. But you know what I'm saying? I got to give a shout out to my man Shock G. So I'm gonna, instead of pausing for the moment of silence, we're gonna give a moment of some noise. Just a little bit. Yeah. Y'all know. Man, he was a genius. It's one of my favorite songs he did, man. I think y'all know where I'm getting at. So I see he smiling over there. He know what I'm getting at. But that's one time for my man Shock G. He passed away here down in Tampa, Florida. I hate that, man, because he was one of my favorite dudes. But we shout out and we show love here. Now, I'll get back into my introduction of my partner. So my man, so I tell a story. So here I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm down, I got the Shaw Air Force Base, and I came from Korea. I came from Korea down to Shaw Air Force Base. And I got there. I zoomed out here somewhere. Hold up. There I am, I'm back. So I got zoomed out for a minute. So I'm down at Shaw Air Force Base. I get there in New Cat and I'm looking around. You're trying to see who you can connect with, who from where, and what they got going on. I met a couple cats, but then I met the Nod down there. And we chopped it up a little bit, and then kind of found out he could rap. So then we had something else in kind of common. I can remember one of the distinct thing, us going down to a wedding. I don't know who wedding that was. We went to a wedding one time. All us, you remember that? We was all at that wedding, man. That was just a good day, a good moment. So I can't. Everybody was clean. Everybody was dressed to the T. I don't remember who wedding that was, but it was clean, man. He was always a quiet cat. Very reserved. but you know, he had a lot going on in his mind. You know, he'd had to say a whole lot, but you knew he had a lot going on. And so I tried to keep up, you know, the lost track. You know, as you know, I'm a deputy chief at Army installation. You know what I'm saying? And he came out, he wanted to come work out with me. And he did, you know, just like anybody else that come down there. I had lost track of him, so I had to go back and ask some questions and say, is this cat still the same dude that I knew a long time ago? And everybody who I talked to, yeah, he the same dude. He ain't changed. And he been just stellar, man. And so I you know, I have nothing to say, no complaints, no nothing. Just a stellar dude. A stellar dude is a MC. He's the second firefighter I had on here, but he's the first Air Force firefighter I had on here for many more to come. But you know, he's just a outstanding person around. Like I said, I've been working on some music with him, going back and forth to the South Carolina, putting this stuff together. We're gonna play one of his songs at the end down here when it's all said and done, and you can check out what he got going on. But without further ado, man, I ain't gonna talk y'all ear off. And this is, you know, it's never about me. It's about the people that come on the show. So I'm gonna let him go ahead on and introduce himself and tell you a little bit about himself. And this is my man, Mr. Denard Miller, aka D Mill.
Yes. Denard Miller, aka D Mill. I spent 11 years active duty in the Air Force as a firefighter. Came in the Air Force in 1998, and I got out in 2009. While I was in, I was stationed with the hip hop chief, Conscious Rhyme, at Shaw Air Force Base, like he said. During that time, you know, I got out the military and still been working for him the entire time as a firefighter. Recently, as a fire inspector, thanks to the hip hop chief giving me an opportunity to come and shine a little bit. And in my career, I've became a published author, wrote one book, still working on another book, trying to finish it. Recorded 3 albums, working on number 4, thanks to my man again, the hip hop chief, getting me into it all over again. So that's just a little bit about me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I asked everybody these questions, man, and I just want to know, so everybody tell their story of how they came in the military. So did you come in the military? You talked about a little bit of some places, you know, you can go into some places that you served at too. Why did you decide to come in the military?
For me, it was, you know, I went to college. I went to Savannah State University on a band scholarship, but I showed up to campus not really knowing what I wanted to do while I was in college. But then I transferred from Savannah State to a Bible college in Atlanta. And while I was living in Atlanta, I got to that point where I just kind of really wanted to make money, but not just working anything. I wanted a career. My dad was real big on giving the Air Force a try because he was an Air Force veteran. So once I got into it and found the fire department, I actually liked it. So I stayed in for 11 years, you know. And Shaw was my first duty station. I'm not gonna say that I love being at Shaw, but I thank God that I did not base my entire military career on that one location, because after that, I re-enlisted after 9/11. And when I re-enlisted, I got orders to Honduras. Opened up a whole new level of thinking for me of what the military was. And then from there, I went to MacDill in Tampa, Florida.
I've been there.
Spent 2 years there. Then I went to Guam, spent 2 years in Guam. And then I went to Nellis Air Force Base where I got out the military. So I moved around. Which was a good experience for me. It made the time go by really fast, to be honest with you. And it helped me transition into the civilian sector because I've been places. I gained some experiences and some certifications that helped me to navigate through as a civilian as well.
Yeah. You know, I tell people the same thing when I'm on here, man. You know, my first duty station was Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City, Florida. And if I had to make my military career on that experience, I wouldn't have stayed in. I would have backed them out. But what happened was I went to Panama. You went to Honduras. I went to the country of Panama and just opened me. I was like, I can maybe do this. This might be something. It's all right, So, and then my next duty station was McDeal. So I was like, oh, I was rolling. Man. I was on fire, man. I went from the worst, bad, you know what I'm saying, to better. You know what I'm saying? So it was just you got to go through experience, man. I tell people, young people that come in the military, that if you come in the military, don't get that. Like my sister right now, she at Travis Air Force Base. She ain't happy. She don't like Travis Air Force Base. You know, he's out in the middle of nowhere, I guess. She ain't really happy about it. But I tell her, man, you can't base your first duty station you doing the rest of the military. Because if you do that, that's really a transitional. You coming from being a civilian into coming into the military. And when you making those transitional, you transitioning like that, it's just difficult. It's difficult at first, and then you're just not used to certain things and how the job. You learn the job, and so she got it though, man. She I think I'd be mentoring and talking to her, but yeah, I think everybody had a story. Do you have a recruiter story? Because everybody that has some kind of recruiter story. You got one?
You know what? My recruiter story was it wasn't the Air Force recruiter, but it goes. My dad was hounding for me to go to the Air Force, And back then, a young knucklehead, I tried to be a little defiant just to do it. So I didn't go to the Air Force recruiter. I went straight to the Army recruiter. But I went to the Army recruiters. I was in Naval ROTC when I was in high school. One of the guys I was in ROTC with had joined the Marines, and he came inside the Army recruiter office and gave me a business card in front of the Army recruiter. The Army recruiters, they started yelling at him, cursing at him, and I was like, oh, wow, what's going on? So the Army guys, they run outside. The Marine guys, they come outside, and these guys get in a full-fledged fight in front of the recruiting station, slamming each other's on cars and whatnot. So the Air Force recruiter was the only one in his office, and he opened the door. And he looked at me and said, come here, man. So I came in. He's like, have a seat. I sit down, and we looking out the windows at this stuff going on, and he said, now, do you really want to be a part of that? I can't make that up, man. I cracked up. I mean, it was crazy,
See, I don't know everybody got one. Everybody got some kind of recruiter story. Yeah. It is funny as hell. Everybody that been on here, has something that been pretty funny, man. So I figured you had one too, man. So let me ask you something. How did being in the military influence your music and your writing?
Oh man, I'll say it like this. You ever meet someone and they tell you folks in the military just have the best stories? It's because of the many places that I've been to, the many people that I've met, the experiences. And this was all before social media when I first came in. So you had to be there to be there. I couldn't share it on social media, anything like that. It just, you had to be there. Those experiences, those living in other countries, being a part of their different cultures, all of that I take and I put that into my music. As far as writing, when I wrote my first book, that was something deep, but it was something deep that I went in my entire time in the military. And it's life, man. I pretty much grew up. I went into the military when I was 21 years old, and I got out of the military mid 30s. So I grew up in the military, literally. So I have most of my experiences of life, heartache, pain, marriage, divorce, all most came from when I was in the military. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of us, man. Before I say, jump in, I tell you something about, my side. I'm curious. Because I read your book. I read, I ain't gonna say I read. I tried to get through a lot of it because I'm a slow reader. It take me a long time to read stuff. Some people's speed take me a while, but I saw some of those experiences, and I think a lot of people can relate to those experiences. You know what I'm saying? And so, just talk a little bit about those experiences and what, kind of what the book kind of entail. What was You know, what is the book about? Just talk a little about that.
Well, when I wrote the book, it was going to be challenging because in the fire department, the brotherhood, the fraternity that we are, it's small when it comes to DOD. So I wanted to talk about these not so good negative experiences that I had without using names of those people. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, I had to learn real quick coming into the military that I was a little naive with my thinking about what the military was going to be like.
Yeah.
I wanted to believe that the military won't have no type of discrimination or racism or any type of issues like that while being in the military. And my dealings up at that point, coming from the small town in South Carolina, Hardyville, where I was from, I'm leaving an area where I'm not the minority. You know, most of that area was people of color.
Yep.
The high school was people of color. Then I chose, like I said, I went to a HBCU, people of color. So that's what I was used to. And then I went to the military. Now I can get along with anybody as long as, you know, that's that. But I didn't think that people, especially when I feel like I'm a person that's easy to get along with, you can like me. I didn't think that people will just automatically write me off or try to destroy my career just because they don't like the way I look. And I wanted to share those experiences in the book, but not just highlighting that. I wanted people to know that because it's very real, even today, that there's a way to rise above folks like that. Don't let them change you. Don't let them change your demeanor. Don't let them change how you respond, because a lot of times they want to push you to give you a response so they can be like, I told you, and that's how they will get me out. And I thank God for, again, my upbringing, for, you know, the way my parents, they raised me in the church and bringing me to that point that when I needed it the most, all of that stuff that they thought was going in one ear and coming out the other, it came right back. Like, yo, this is how I have to navigate. This is how I have to deal with them. And then on the real, I thank God for people like you and Sergeant Williams that I found and became mentors when I was at my first duty station. Because, I mean, one of the things that when I was like, yo, you know what? Hey, the hip hop chief about to be one of my mentors, man. I got to, at that time, Sergeant Wilcox, I got to link up with him because I saw when they tried you with something. And a lot of people don't, when I tell them, I say, man, I see you as a mentor and you don't even know it, but I'm watching you. And that was you were one of those people where I was watching, because I saw how they try to stumble you up with something, and the way you handled them was so cold. You was like, you showed me that right then and there that you need to know the rules and regulations, because a lot of times they don't know it. So know the rules and regulations of what they can and cannot do to you. And that's how you get. So that's really what the book was about. I didn't mean to go off and everything like that, but yeah, that's what the book is about.
No, I mean, you telling, man, you know, shout out to my man Solo, my man Tavares Lowry. He was on the show, my first guest, as a matter of fact, on the show. And I give him credit every time, man, because it wasn't, because I was a knucklehead. I came in, and, you know, Miami boy was like ready. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, who say what? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's make, you know, I was like that. I had, you know, because of my upbringing, man. Most time my upbringing is just a fight. You know what I mean? So he's like, look, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't fight these cats like this. This ain't the way to fight them. And he gave me was it PME, a PFE? I think that was called PFA, the PFE Gold. They had all the different boxes. I don't even know if they still got it no more, but back then they had the PFE Gold. He gave it to me. He's like, because he was studying for staff at the time, I think, you know what I mean? He was like, hey, man, look at this. And I started looking through that book, and I learned so much. I just read that. I had that whole book highlighted. And then I started going back and looking at all the Air files that was corresponded. You know, if you don't know what that is, you know, people don't know Air Force instructions, Air Force, and so, you know, what I had to do was, you know, I went in, I would go back and I would reference stuff, and I would go back and look, you know what I'm saying, and check out, you know, what was corresponding with that. And so I started learning. I learned my rights. I learned what I couldn't do, what I could do, what they could say, what they couldn't say to me. And so once I started learning the rights, the rules, then I was able to maneuver easier in the military. That's why I tell people, you're in the military, pick up an AFI. You in the Army, pick up an Army regulation. You know, you pick up a Navy regulation. Pick up something that's going to help you maneuver and be able to, you know, to try to get away. Oh, that's Black. He's asked me to email him the track. I did track. So yeah, it was just a lot. It was, I'm happy that he did that. That Op Solo did that to me, man. He was like, look, you need to really, just get in these books. And so I was blessed for that, man. So one time, shout out to him for showing me the ropes and helping me maneuver and navigate. My next question for you, man, and while you answering the question, I'm gonna go ahead and email him your track. This all live here. I thought I did, but I'm gonna email it to him again. My question is, did you ever think about when you was in, and I did, I think we talked a bunch of time about leaving out the military to pursue rapping or pursue doing your writing? You ever think about doing that?
When I was in the military, I'm going to say no. I didn't think about it. Now, before I came in, I was heavy into gospel hip hop. And I really, at that particular time while I was in college, was really trying to make a push then. But once I came in the military, and I don't know, I just, that side of me, I had stopped writing for a while too, but never really thought of, not for me. I just didn't think about it. And honestly, in the early part of me being in the military, I just didn't think I was very good. Now, you know what I mean? I was still prepping, still learning. So, but no, it was never that for me.
Okay. Yeah, man. I thought about it several times, being in the military, like I need to get out. I need to, what I'm saying? I need to pursue my music, man. And a lot of times for me, I was like, I thought about it, but when it was all said and done, I never pursued it because it was just a lot of fear going on for me and doing that, man. And I just felt ignorant. Looking back on it, I know I had a family and I had stuff like that going on. That was a lot of why I didn't get out. But if I could go back in time, I would have got out. You know what I mean? And I attempted it. I said after when I got to Shaw, and it was good to me at Shaw. I mean, they was really good to me at Shaw Air Force Base. I have nothing negative to say about Shaw Air Force Base, but because I like the people. I like Mr. Tipton, all the people that were there. But when I got there, I was like, you know what? I need to, I need to probably get out because I had a bad experience in Korea. And I was like, I'm out of here. So I did think about that. And I see the person is on kind of make a decision about how they want to, how they want to do it. But yeah, I think everybody who's an artist, when you're in the military, sometimes, I had a lot of people come on here. Sometimes they're conducive with it, and sometimes it's not conducive with it. You know what I mean? So it's what you trying to do. And some people just got out. I had Mark Sox. He was on here. He's like my third guest on here, and he was like, I just got out, man. I wasn't. I got out. I did, and he did like 12 years. I think he did 12 years in. He's like, I just got out. I just gonna go for it. But it just depends. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking for stuff sent.
Well, let me ask you this question: did during the time when you thought that you might have, wanted to get out and pursue it, did you ever get to a point where you was like, oh man, this is right here, like really push you to where you felt like I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out? Maybe, did you meet somebody or did somebody hear some music and they're like, hey, give you a card? Was there any time where you thought, hey, we right there?
Yeah, it was a bunch of times, man. Especially, I think when I was in Korea, I think the biggest thing when I was in Korea, man, we had a group called Andromeda. It was on something, man. And I was like, really, I was really, I had such an experience. I put it this way. So when I was in Tampa, when I was at McDill, I had somewhat of an experience. It was okay. I was doing stuff. I had, but when we got to Korea, we turned into a super group. We were running things. One of these days I'm gonna put my jacket on, I'm gonna have my Andromeda jacket. We was on something. We was on fire. When we go to the talent show, we shut the talent show down. Nobody could go to the talent show and do anything. Nobody could do anything at the talent shows. And we won so much. And I think I said it on here. We won so many shows that they was like, yo, y'all professionals. Y'all ain't in the military. Y'all professionals. Y'all lying. They banned us from the damn. They banned us from the said we couldn't come back to the club on the base. Y'all can't come back. And so at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I was like, man, I knew I could do this. So I knew when I left Korea and I got to Shaw Air Force Base. I said, yeah, I had such an experience. I got back. We started a record Ill Entertainment when I was at Shaw. I mean, me and my partner, we worked on our album. We would drive down to Korea. We spent thousands of dollars recording our first album, The Incursion. We did a lot, man. And so at that point, I was like, I'm out, man. I knew that I was done. I knew I wasn't going to do another. I think at that point I had like 8 years in. So that's when I went into the reserves. And the reserves did well. It was all good. It allowed me to make music, work, and do the things I need to do, but still be in the military. And I thank God for me. That's like the best decision I ever made. And some people say they done. But me, you know, I had so much to fit in the military. I felt that I didn't really want to walk away right then. And stuff was going well for me. But yeah, I had that. You know, I had that 1 foot in, 1 foot out when I was at. And as good as he was as a guy, and I love Mr. Tipton let me crew the engine. I was the first one engine, pumper crew chief and all that. And I had a shine in that day, man. Mr. Tipton was the man, but I just had such a bad experience up until that point. I was like, I'm out. I'm just going to reserve. And so that would happen with we all come to that, man. My next question for you is, what or who was your biggest inspiration to start writing and rhyming? So start writing books and start rapping. Yeah, I throw hard questions.
My first inspiration for rhyme, believe it or not, for writing, I wrote my first rhyme after I heard Tupac, "Keep Your Head Up." That was, to me, it just to hear the way he flowed on that song. Because to be honest with you, I wasn't really hip hop until at that point. I mean, I loved listening to it, but that wasn't what I did. Now I tried to do the little singing in the groups like Jodeci, Silk, Troop. You get our little groups and we do that, but I was more than I was hip hop. At least tried to be. My voice didn't agree with it all the time, but that was me.
They put a vision on tune.
Absolutely. But crazy part, what inspired me to write the book, believe it or not, I was on a trip, and while I was at the airport, I had a layover that was crazy because of weather that ended up being like 12 hours. So I went to the little store and I saw Kevin Hart had a book out. I bought the book and I'm reading it, and he wrote the book as if he was doing something, man. And I was like, you know what, man, I do want to write a book, but I wanted to be me. He was himself when he wrote the book. He didn't try to write the book any other way. He wrote it as himself, and I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. So that's what inspired me to start writing rhymes, and that book inspired me to start writing. Just go ahead and write a book.
Hey, my man Black, like, oh, we got to hear some singing.
Nah.
We got to hear some singing. Hey, we got another of mine on here too. She like, yay, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, daddy. You got some, you know what I'm saying? You got some secret admirers up here, man. That's the first time I ever had a salute. Nobody ever on here like, yeah, dad. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I like it. You know what I'm saying? I need to have you on here more often. You like Big Daddy Kane, you know what I'm saying? The chocolate, you know what I'm saying?
Hey. You don't ask me to sing. That's all it is too. We good.
So, who is your favorite author or poet?
Man, so I don't really have a favorite, but it's the books that touch me. Okay. When I found out I was becoming a father, I borrowed Fatherhood by Bill Cosby from my dad. Love that book. He made understanding becoming a parent a fun, easy read. It has settled my nerves. I definitely like the way Alex Haley did the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Oh, yeah. I read that cover to cover. I read that cover to cover. That book was real. I really love that book. The other
Bishop T.D. Jakes. When I'm on my spiritual tip, I read my first book cover to cover. It was his. It was Maximize the Moment. I was in college when I read that book. That was a really good. That's a really good book. Then I read a book when I dealt with my first breakup, in college, from a high school sweetie. And one of my partners gave me this book, but I think the dude's name was John Gray. Men are from Venus, women are from Mars.
Yeah, that's another.
Hey, but so it wasn't just one author. I just when I pick up a book, if it's good, I'm going through it. Pick up a book and it's just too slow, or just I can't do it. And I'm not no major reader. I read, especially when I want to find out some information on something. Yeah. But I'm not like my sister, man. She's reading me these Illuminatis. I mean, like books that I watch the movie, but she reading the book first. I'll see the movie. We good. But yeah, it's those authors right there. They kind of, they definitely spoke to me when I read their work.
Yeah, I'll tell you something about my stuff in a minute, but my man Black popped back on. He's like, ladies love chocolate. And he must be right, because Jamaica Campbell, she's sending you nothing but hearts. I'm like, hey, you get love out here, man. I'm telling you, I got to have you on here.
Oh, that's family, baby. That's family. That's my cousin. What up, cousin?
I'm like, what's going on? You'd have more. It was I got to have you all the time. My comments blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? They tuning in to you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I say Alex Haley. I mean, Alex Haley was a good one for me. Autobiography of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Raising in the Sun. I'm real deep. I'm real big on some of those classic ones. You know what I'm saying? I think the book that I liked the most when I was coming up was Outsiders. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I didn't even see that and what's the one with Mockingbird. So yeah, I didn't even see the movie. I was really big into Catch a Mockingbird and stuff like that. I was into those kind of books. And before I got Outsiders, I was like, oh damn, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I knew who Pony Boy was and all that stuff before I saw the movie. I don't think the movie did the book justice. And that's usually the case, man. So yeah, I'm not a voracious reader. People just read. For some reason, my eyes get all jacked up when I read. So I got to read. I'm not reading really, really fast. I got to read really, really slow, and it takes me a long time to get through stuff. But I do read it. I go back, and I got your book on my phone, so I was able to go back. And I go back. I'm sitting. I go back and I read some of the stuff, man. And so yeah, that was oh, she said, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. Like, what you doing? You mean we talking about me? That's my cousin. That chocolate. So we got it. You know what I'm saying? We got it. We got it, Jamaica. We got it. You know what I'm saying? We know now. We know ain't no incest going on. Books, man. Got some. I'm like I said, I'm not a voracious reader, but I have been reading the autobiography of Rakim. I've been doing that. So I'm in the office. That's my reading office. I like that. I read the autobiography of Old was reading that one. So yeah, I've been pop oriented. I'm probably gonna be more interested in reading a little bit more. Yeah, man. So let me give you the next question. What was one of your most memorable hip hop moments while serving? I asked this question a lot. Everybody give me different, and that's why I asked it again, because I love the stories that people tell me when I ask them. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah. You know what? My most memorable hip hop moment. I tell you what, you were there. I'm gonna tell you, and you were there, and you probably remember it very differently from me. I hope Op's still on the show. He was there too. Op Solo was there too.
Was he?
Very, very. He was there too. So my most memorable thing is, I want to say you and Op probably got the show kind of staggered around close to the same time, because I had never seen him until he got there before you. Okay. So we was at the training room at Shaw one day, and I was sitting there and I was listening to you and Op talk about music. And you guys were, the passion that y'all was talking about music and hip hop. I'm like, man, this is like you sitting in in a literal lecture on hip hop by two professors right now, because you guys are just going in. And while I'm listening to you guys talk, at that point, like I said, I got started in gospel hip hop, and when I was in high school and then in college, and that was my lane, gospel. But once I say maybe after I was at Shaw for about two years, I met MCs going in and out of dormitories. You know, back then people would have the microphone and the speakers, and they started just doing some stuff. So I started trying to experiment with stuff, but all of my, you know, I don't really freestyle or cipher anything I write, but everything would be more centered around gospel. And I just kind of wanted to get to a point where I just can just be an artist and not just be known as just a gospel artist. I just wanted to try to just get in that lane. So at that time when you guys was talking, I had recorded a song that I ain't never let nobody listen to. It would have been the first song that I recorded outside of doing gospel.
Yeah.
And I remember when I let you guys hear it. And you know I ain't lying because that's your dude you rock for a long time. When he heard it, dude just stared at me with that only op solo look. He just stared. Never said never changed his demeanor, nothing. He just stared. And then you heard it, you said, "Man." And you said like instead of just saying something, if it was instead of saying yo, that's whack. Y'all didn't say nothing, and I was like, man, they just talking so passionately about music. And the reason I shared that with you, because you know when you share creative, I remember when you was telling the story when Op was on the show about you was riding the car and you let somebody, an NCO, listen to your music. He started laughing, and it touched you because that's your creativity. Don't laugh. I take this serious.
Yeah.
Well, with that, it's vulnerable when you share your creativity with someone and the response is not what you think it would be. I didn't think you guys was gonna be like, oh, that's tight. But like I said, I knew personally I was trying to branch into doing something I've never done before. But when I listened to y'all stuff, I clearly knew lyrically you guys was on another level, and I respected that to the point to where maybe they can give me some advice on something because I ain't there yet. But that thing right there, man, I'm built different. It did not discourage me to never, ever pursue that. Yeah. I just was like, I need to go back to the book because I don't never want that type of reaction ever again. I didn't record nothing for like 3 years, but I bought me a lyric pad. Back then, you used to have CD singles. You get the single that can come with the track and the instrumental. I would write to the instrumental and see what my verse will hold up against. You know what I mean? And that's how I did that. And I didn't write my next song again until when I recorded my very first full album outside of gospel. And I was like, okay, I like the way my music is making people feel. I like that. So, you know, in that situation, because of the way I'm built, I knew to spare me of what you really wanted to say, you just turned around and went on the computer and just sat there.
That sounds like him too, man. Made me laugh because I can see him. I don't remember that, but hey, you know, I can see him doing that. I can see him, you know what I'm saying? I know how he is, you know what I'm saying? He's like, but I must say you got better, you know what I'm saying? At the time, we were just lyrical. We was just like, we just destroying cats lyrically. We don't care. So I was just like, man, I'm trying to prove every dude from Miami, let them know I'm from Miami, but I can rhyme. That's all I was on. I was like, I'm just going to you know, that's what I'm about. And so, you know, back then I just probably wasn't me. I was like, yo, if you ain't lyrical, you ain't come with some lyrics, I'm turned around. Like, what did you say? You know what I mean? But as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate a lot of different stuff. I've learned to appreciate people's music, you know what I mean? And the different styles. And I tell people, I say, man, I don't got no problem with none of the young people that's out right now in their music. It's not something I bump every day. However, it's some people I like some of them. You know what I'm saying? One kid, Jack Boy from Miami, he down with Kodak Black. I listen to his stuff all the time. I like him. You know what I'm saying? You know, he from Florida. I like his stuff. Now, will everybody be feeling he had to say? No, but you got to be immersed in that from down there to understand what he kind of, you know, what he all about. So it doesn't bother me, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel that when it comes to music, we need to have a diversity in music. You know, back in the days, and I said this on here before, you would have Run DMC, Two Crew. You know what I'm saying? You have Public Enemy, NWA. You had all these different people on the radio. Everybody got an opportunity to shine. Now only one people get perfect time to shine. And they all rap the same. And I'm like, yo, man, you know, I ain't knocking y'all. You know what I'm saying? But y'all it gotta be different in this. You know what I'm saying? The same cadence in every single song. I'm like, you know, Migos did this. Y'all, everybody can't sound like the Migos. And so that's just my thing, man. And so, you know, I'm a little different now. I'm a little different. Sorry I did you like that. You know what I'm saying? Me and Aqua do people like that. We probably would. We was cold-blooded back then. We was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We was trying to go for the juggler. Anybody who was, you know, we were trying to battle everybody. We were trying to, you know, so we was very funny back there. But now I think, you know, he probably would do the same thing. I'm a little. He probably would do. To be honest with you, yeah. He gonna give you. If it came, you rapping, it wasn't good. He think it was good. You gonna get. I'm more the political dude. I'm gonna try to make it smooth it out. He gonna, nah, that ain't good.
Yes, sir.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me see. If you could sit down with your favorite hip hop artist and ask one question, what would it be, and what would be your first question?
LL.
So, I mean, who would it be, and what would be your first question?
LL. I want to sit down with my dude LL. I want to sit down with my dude LL, who, you know, congratulations, just being honored. I saw you put that up there.
You know, I'm gonna put it out there. You know, hey, my first name come out. My first rap name was, you know what I'm saying, was Cool CT, Cool, Cute, and Talented. Everybody had that, you know, you know, Lady Cool CT, Cool, Cute, and Talented. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's my dude, man. And I think the question I want to ask him, because I think sometimes people would get him, just try to put him in a box as, he only doing songs about ladies and this, that, and the other. But my question would be to him, when someone makes the mistake of crossing that line with being disrespectful, what is your process for getting in that zone before you go in the booth and murder them on verse, like you did with that song, Can I Bust? You know what I mean? Like, I want to know, do you have a process of going to that level? You know what I mean?
I'm Jack the Ripper. You know what I'm saying? I go back. Jack the Ripper, King Hercules. I put a post out there a little while ago on the Salute, man. Somebody was saying that LL Cool J was not a battle rapper. You know, I put that out there. I'm like, you should have seen my face. I was looking like, what?
Yeah. We can't make that mistake. Yes. The dude was
LL Cool J. We talking about the same LL Cool J? I'm bad. Bro. Don't eat Oreos. Eat Cool J cookies. That LL. Who you talking about? He just laughed at it. He was like, he you know, I know he was sitting there looking at that phone when they said that, like,
right. Yeah.
I really need to come back. Do I need to be 50 years old and come back and smash all y'all rappers? Do I really need to do that? Because he could do it. And he know it. And he always smiling. LL always smiling because he already know it. He already know it.
Yeah.
I already know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll be interested to know that too, man. That's a good comeback, man. You know what I'm saying? You're doing pretty good on here, man. You're doing pretty good. You know, I'm throwing some challenging ones at you too. I'm trying to, you know, I figured you could handle that. You know what I'm saying? I throw some at people that I know they can handle. But I like that. I want to know the same question. I wonder what Power would do too. I'm about to be glued to that. I'm about to be glued to the TV. You know what I'm saying? You better believe it. All right, let me see. What's my next question? As the active duty member, what do you think? Oh, I don't even want to think about it. I'm gonna scratch that one because I meant to take that one out. But I can ask you about it. You know, I left it in there. I think it was one of my old questions I asked somebody else, but I asked you about it since I was gonna go ask it anyway. So, you know, they had the verdict of Derek Chauvin. What do you think? You know, what do you think he? You know, people say all the time they don't think he's gonna get no time. I don't know if he's gonna get time or he's not gonna get time. I think the symbolism of it is enough for everybody. The symbolism of it says a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I think the family needed that. Even if the dude don't get 20, 30 years and go ahead, yo, people killing me on here, man. They're like, go ahead, nephew, go ahead. Yo, people make me my thing of blowing up with your people. My nephew, you go, boy. I'm like, oh Lord, man, it's so funny, man. I need to have you all the time. You must got the whole South Carolina on here, man. You know,
hey, family strong. He ain't but so small in the Carolina, but family strong.
they showing out for you, boy. They on here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all very much. But anyway, but yeah, man, I think the family needed that. I think it was something that they needed. And if he don't get 20, 30 years, if he gets something, it's just a symbolism of. And I think a lot of these police officers who are not good police officers. Let's be honest. There's some good police officers out there. I don't want to say all police officers are bad because I got friends as police officers. You know, I don't have no contempt against police officers because I work in the emergency field. So I don't have a problem in the first responder field. So I don't have a problem. Let's get that understood right now. I'm not against any police officer that's out there. However, you know what I mean? If you see a bad apple, throw the bad apple in the trash. Don't sit there and try to polish it. That's my situation. And I just think the family needed that, man. So I'm just curious to see what you think about, the whole thing and what you think. Do you think the family, it was just a symbolism? Do you think he gonna get some time? What do you think about it?
In that verdict, I think they found him guilty on 3 charges. And I think sometime in June is when he will actually be sentenced. I believe that's how that works. And I think that is a very good win for the Floyd family, especially when there are families who did not receive justice or closure in similar situations. And it's sad because we still dealing with it even now, and it's becoming so often, and that it's almost it's like I'm becoming numb when I see something on the TV or I hear something happen again in a similar situation.
Yeah.
I'm so numb because it happens so often, and then I feel bad because I'm like, I shouldn't feel numb, man, but it's just the state of where we at right now, because again, it's not all officers. Some police officers, man, they go to work with pride and they police the way it should be done. Shout out to my friend Louis Toots, my man Spiritual, who is a officer in Memphis, and he goes through it. It's Memphis. so hey, these folks want to go home too. You know what I mean? So it's not all of them. I got friends that are police officers in New Orleans. I mean, it's not everybody. It's some bad apples, and that's in any career field. You got some people that's just not. But that, unfortunately, that is a career field where you have given somebody the authority to take a life. So you really can't have a bad day, and you really can't be discriminating when you're in a role like that. So for the Floyd family, I do think that the verdict is good for them. It's I think a sigh of relief for them, for what they lost.
Yeah, man. I feel that way, man. I think they needed that because I know that was the first thing people said, "He don't get no time." I say, man, I really don't think it's about time, man. I think it's more about the symbolism to show that, hey, somebody is going to jail, and if it make other police officers get a little nervous now, because you don't know what, right. Because you right is right and wrong is wrong. You gotta, you can't do certain things. Putting your knee on somebody's neck and just sitting there looking at people with your hands in your pocket, that's murder. Okay, how you want to look at it? I mean, he might have been a drug addict, he might have been whatever he is, but I say this: the minute he put them handcuffs behind his back and handcuffed that man, that was it. What are you gonna do? You gonna elbow you? You gonna elbow? What are you gonna elbow? You gonna do? He done. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So what the purpose? That's just overkill. So he's where he probably should be at. And if he gonna get some time, it's all good. If he don't, then hey, I'm just happy to see him put him in handcuffs and walk him to the back. Hey, other police officers you out there, do right. Because if you do right, you can never do wrong. I say it again. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know no good?
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, so my next question, man. I think I might have touched on something like this a little earlier, but you know, I'm getting a little more in depth with it. I want to know, you know, in your music, when you sit down and write, well, I know what you're writing, with your music, do you put any of your experiences, like deep experiences or something that happened to you in the military in your writing? I've heard some of your stuff. I haven't heard that, but I don't mean that at some time in the past that you haven't done that.
Yeah. So I wrote an album right before I went to Guam called World Party. And that one just was because at that time I had been to Honduras, I had been to Saudi Arabia, I had been to Iraq, Pakistan. I had been so many different places and seen and met all of these people. I wanted to do an album that kind of incorporated those different places and things together. But at the same time, I remember I had I had like a deacon had told me one time when I started doing the gospel writing, and he was just like, you know, when people write about their experiences, their real experiences, like their music will have more meaning. When you write about stuff that is true to you, not writing about something you're not living, but when you write about something that is true to you, it'll have more meaning. And I just make sure that I try to in any song, I don't care if the song is about art, it's going to have something that I've lived or I experienced in it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I put a lot of, you know, I think my man Op Solo does it a lot more than me. I do it sometime. I mean, lately, as I've been writing, as I'm finishing up this album, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to release it. I was doing good until, you know, my man Donnie Adair, you know, remember Donnie Adair? He's probably like, he was a guest on the show. My man Donnie Adair threw me a dog on another beat, and I was like, oh, why you gonna do that? I was like, why you gonna do that? I was almost done. I was like, I'm done. But you know, and I write like that, man. I gotta write song at a time, and it take me a while. But you know, I'm like that too. But I don't put as much stuff about my military stuff in there because I tried to keep it separate. My thing was, as soon as I hit the gate, I'm done.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about firefighting no more at all. You know what I'm saying? The only time you know I'm a firefighter when I go to the gym and I got on a firefighter shirt. Other than that, I hit the gate. I don't know nothing about no fire, man. I was never immersed too much into it like that. I forgot that firefighting exists when I hit the gate. Just be honest, you know what I'm saying? I just never would. That was just not my thing. So I wasn't really gonna put now. No, I'm gonna come out. You know, you're gonna see my production company, Fireman Productions. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to do that. You know what I mean? So you're gonna see that. You know, so that's been I've had that for a while, but I gotta do right by it. You know what I'm saying? But I had it for a while. It's just time to do right by it. And get out here and do more production. And you know what I should have been doing for years ago, but I just wasn't doing it. But that's about the closest fireman stuff you're gonna see, or military stuff you're gonna see from me and on this podcast, because I'm doing this to showcase you guys and say a lot. You know, let people see what you guys got going on here. So. Yeah, so that's about as far as like I ask people that question, man. Let me see. When you was in the, you know, I guess you could say when you was in the military, what are some of the lessons you learned in the military, and what advice would you give those who are thinking about joining the military?
Ooh, okay. One main lesson I learned about the military, and that is helping me as a civilian. Do not burn any bridges. It is a small word. D. Do not burn any bridges. Okay. You never know. The person that's under you could be over you, and you will need something. You don't burn bridges. What was the second part of the question you asked?
I said, what are some of the lessons you learned in the military, and what advice would you give somebody thinking about joining the military?
Okay. And I deal with this a lot. A lot of young people I feel like the military would be good for. I find that today, more people, when they're wondering about joining the military, they seem to be taking advice from people who have never served in the military. I'm going to tell you right now, don't do that. That's the wrong thing to do. Talk to somebody that actually walked that walk. Don't let someone who has never left home influence you on why you should not take that step. The other thing I'm gonna say is make sure if you do choose that route, choose a career that you can use when you get out. The military will give you all of the training, all of the certifications, all of the on-job experience that you will need to use that when you get out.
Oh my God.
Hey, if I can help anybody that's listening that has a child or even on the fence about it, I'm telling you, the military, people told me, use them and get out of them because they will get out of you. You make sure you get out of them. You can get a lot out of them that's going to benefit you for the rest of your life. That's just the honest truth.
I'm sitting here, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in this nice place I live in. I've got 2 houses down, you know what I'm saying? Everything I got is because I knew that mentality. I wasn't in there like, okay, I'm like, oh, whatever, man. Do what y'all talking about doing. Y'all finna knock me off my square. Because I know what I'm trying to do already. You're not finna knock me off my square about some nonsense you talking about. I'm finna make this happen for me because I owe this to me and my family. I owe nothing to you. That's kind of how I always thought about it. And I tell people the same thing. My sister listened to me. I told her, I said, look, get this admit job right here. Get this medical admit job. Right. First, you don't want no hard job, and you know this is something you could do when you get out. You work in the medical. You can also become an officer. So my sister listened to me. You know what I'm saying? I wrote a letter as a chief, help her get the job she want. I talked to the career field manager. I did all that stuff for her to hook up. You know, now on the other end, you know what I'm saying? I got other family members that didn't listen, and they want to become infantry and stuff like that. I try to tell her, I'm like, look, you don't want to be infantry because when you get out of the military, who are you killing?
Exactly.
You ask Solo, he could tell you right now. He's like, man, he had an interesting job, but when he got out, he was like, man, I can't do that job nowhere. What I know, all these cats. As a matter of fact, Black, I'm sure they all say Black lucky. Black doing his job. You know, he's back. He was a 1 Charlie 5. I have a whole bunch of 1 Charlie 5s on here, but a lot of them don't do their job. You know what I'm saying? Donnie Adair does not do 1 Charlie 5 right now that he out. You know what I'm saying? So some people are lucky enough to be able to get 1 Charlie 5, and some people are not lucky enough to be able to do that. But it's a very hard job, to try to get on the outside. So you telling people the right thing. I tell young people that all the time. I'm like, look, man, you talking about going to the military. I got a young cat I mentor all the time. A cat called me the other day. I mentor him, and I'm telling him, like, look, bro, you should have called me before all this bad stuff started happening to you. And I would have been able to tell you what to do because he's a fire guy. I said, I've been able to tell you how to manipulate, how to maneuver through that fire life. You know, we've been there. We know how to maneuver through that fire life. It's a way to handle it, but I have to tell you how to handle that. If I don't, you call me, I tell you, and I give you a way forward. He didn't, but he's still a good cat. You know what I mean? Any way I can help him, I help him. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, I love everything you just said is what I have said. So I appreciate you coming on here saying that. Okay, so the next question I got for you: who did you first reveal your talents to?
My first time, it would have been at a talent show. So a lot of my family was there. My mom was there, I know for sure. My cousins was there. Some of them was actually on the stage they were going to be background dancers for me. But I wrote a rhyme for a high school talent show. I did it. That's the first time people did it. And I don't know how that happened, but I actually won first place in that talent show, which is good for me because then I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm just gonna keep doing it. So yeah, that's initially how it started for me. That would have been the people that heard it.
Yeah, man. My people that heard me, I don't know, it was I used to be singing a lot when I was coming up, man. People that know me know I used to be girls be coming to my gate because I had that high voice back then. I'd be sitting there singing the Jackson 5. I knew every Jackson 5 song that was. I think I said on Smoke Pit. I said it wasn't what influenced me was Michael Jackson. I mean, I was just a Jackson 5 crazy person. So much so that I had an afro in the 80s. That wasn't good. I had an afro in the 80s. I wore bell bottoms and I wore butterfly collars around. You know what I'm saying? I was just, it wasn't until I went over to I was in elementary school or junior high school. No, I think it was elementary school. Might have been. And I would walk around, people be laughing at me. I'm like, what you laughing at? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, I'm looking like my man. You know what I'm saying? We in the 80s now. Bell bottoms and butterfly collars done went out. You know, so my grandmother would take me to the thrift store one time for the red, white, and blue thrift store in North Miami. You know what I'm saying? In North Miami. But she take me there and get me all. I be going to school, have an afro. My mama had a Jerry curl on my head. I like, hell no, I ain't no Jerry curl. I picked this up. I had this big ass afro. When I went over to Cass High School, we walked to the lunchroom. We was going over to work out. Bobby was going to work out. We was little dudes. Me and my partners. Man, that whole lunchroom bust out laughing. They just cracking up. Cause what is wrong with this? What they laughing at? They laughing at me, looking like a damn clown. But hey, I love Michael Jackson. I didn't care. You know, I played Billie Jean, Beat It, whatever you want to call me. You know, man, I had a Jerry curl, and I combed my Jerry curl. I had people that didn't comb that Jerry curl. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, I did comb a Jerry curl. Damn, shoot me. I combed a Jerry curl. But yeah, I think my first, that would have been that, me singing and stuff like that. And the other one, my rhymes would have been my friend Sput, my other friends, because Sput was good at everything. Wolfing Norris, sometimes Wolfing Norris, he was good at everything. He could play sport, everything. But one thing he couldn't do that I could do, spit them rhymes. When I learned I had that talent, it wasn't no stopping me. I know I could write a rhyme, I could make another word, rhyme with another word. And the challenge was, how can I get this? What other word can I find to go with this word? I'm so I break out. Now you just had to look in the dictionary. Now I just break out the what word rhyme with what. Whole list of words come out. That's how I write my rhymes now. Totally different than I did when I was young, but it was just crazy. But when I got that, none of my friends, nobody couldn't get me once I found that talent, man. But yeah, man, you know, that's kind of how I think how mine came out. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go into something different, you know what I'm saying? But I hadn't done, because I had a former manager of mine. She came at me and she was like, "Hey man," she was like, "What are you giving to people?" Because for me, what I give to people, man, I think I'm giving them you. You are what I'm giving them. All my friends and people that I know that they have talents that the world don't know about. That's what I'm giving. I want to give that to people. I want them to know that you see people that serve their country. Yeah, well, y'all was out in the street. Some people, make their money selling dope, make their money doing different things. Other people that didn't do that. They was in the military. That don't make them any less because they ain't got a bag of dope. Some of these cats is just as cold as you, if not better. They just ain't sell no dope. They took a different route, but they just hard. And so, when I was approached about doing this, man, I was like, yeah, if I could do this for people that's out there, man, and they can, and I can show them you, and they know who you are, and go buy your book or see your talent, then I've done my job. But she was like, what are you giving to people? So what I'm gonna do the artist corner right now. I'm gonna do something a little different I hadn't done. I'm gonna tell you about Spotify, and tell people about getting your artist account up on Spotify. So now I'm able to go in and track all my who's bought my album, who's watching it. Man, I got people listening to songs in Canada that I never even knew. So yeah, Apple Music, you can get your artist page if you're an artist and you got music out there. Like I got stuff on CD Baby. So because I got stuff on CD Baby, my stuff is out there. My stuff. You Google me right now, Conscious Rhyme. You know what I'm saying? That's conscience. That's that conscious, not the other one. Google me right now. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you all my stuff gonna come up, all my music, everything gonna come up on there. And I had to learn, how to put that stuff together, how to make it look right. Get your business in line, man. If you ain't got an LLC for your companies, start working on getting your LLCs together to protect your stuff. Publishing. Be your own publisher. Publish your music, man. Everybody thinking I'm out here, I'm doing this, and I'm like, man, you doing what? You know what I'm saying? Publish your own stuff. Who doing, anybody can take your stuff. Copyright your name. Copyright your name. You say you who you are, but who do you own who you are? Copyright your name, copyright your stuff. So I'm gonna start doing stuff like this, throwing out little tidbits of people. But the biggest one I'm talking to people about right now is Spotify. Go on your Spotify, start an account, go in there and start putting your Spotify. You do a playlist, you put a playlist. Sometimes they blend your music in with the playlist. So just telling you, like she said, what are you giving back? So I'm gonna give you people who you are, and I'll start giving people little tidbits about music. So people that want to be artists can maximize their experience, of being artists, man. If that was what you really want to do. It took me a long time to understand this, but I'm here now, and I'm here to share this stuff with you. So that's my whole thing, man. I do this for y'all, man. I don't have to do this. You know, I got a job. I got stuff that I do. You know what I mean? I don't have to rhyme. You know, I'm busy all day long. But I stopped to do this stuff because this ain't about me. It's about giving this back to my military dudes who I served with over the years, who I saw was dope and cool. I'm like, how come nobody don't know this dude?
Yeah.
But from this show, they gonna know you. You know what I mean? So that was my little on the artist corner, man. And you know, sometimes why it took me a little bit to get back here. I've been a little busy and probably have a show back and forth. But if you don't know, I'm using with the military. You know, I'm using all my military stuff the military gave me. I got me a bachelor's degree. I got a master's degree, and I'm working on a doctorate. So I take a minute. I'm doing a dissertation. You know what I'm saying? I'm on something different. You know what I mean? And that's all thanks to Uncle Sam and what he gave me. So my way of giving back to my people that was in the military, and, you know, being thankful for what Uncle Sam did for me. Got my man Mills on here. I had my man Donnie Adair on here. You know what I'm saying? I had my man my Sock on here. And I'm gonna continue to do that until somebody tell me that they don't need it. Oh, ASCAP. Oh, he talking about ASCAP. Yeah, get your BMI, get your ASCAP. That's all publishing. I have ASCAP. You can get BMI or ASCAP. You can't have both. Let you know, you can't have one or the other. Probably didn't know that, but that's what I'm going to tell you. So I'm going to do stuff like this every time I do a show, drop a little knowledge for y'all. So, all right, the next question I got for you is, what do you think the difference is? Now, some people, I got my own opinion, but I want to see what your opinion is about this. What do you think the difference is between rap and hip hop? If there is a difference between rap and hip hop, you might feel like there's none.
See, I think I'm kind of torn. I'm gonna say I do believe that there is a difference, almost as if there's just a different genre. I want to say rap would be a hip hop, but and I think of hip hop or the type of artists that are hip hop, their lyrical content, I would say, is what makes them put them in the category of hip hop. Rap. Like when you was talking about the different types of artists, when you was going through the different, because there is different. There's multiple levels, but I can't definitively tell you I know what the difference is. I'd rather hear your opinion on it because.
But before I get to my opinion on it, this is my opinions and my opinions only. Before I get to my opinions on it, so I'm gonna stay with, say my man Black throughout here. He's like, hey, release your music on Audio Swim because Audio Swim is just like, CD Baby and stuff like that. You get a UPC. I got UPCs, and that's barcodes. So you can sell them, they can find your music and sell your music. You can take that UPC and you have to put that on ASCAP to be able to get you published. So I make money off of my music. I got a check just the other day. I get checks. When you stream my music, thank you very much for streaming my music. I'm out there on Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? Every place you can go. You know what I'm saying? I could, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So, just get your music out there, be able to have your music, you know what I mean, and that people could go to it, they can scan it and get to it. Black say I'm getting the echo. I don't hear echo, but I guess he say he's getting the echo. I don't hear echo from you either, but
okay.
It's all good. I don't hear it. I mean, but he said we get one, but yeah. So yeah, man, you know what I mean. He right. Get your barcodes, get your stuff out there, and and be able to people be able to find your music and you know where it's at. And you get paid for it. Like I said, I get checks. For my music. Stream my music, keep streaming it. Every time you stream it, they send me a check. So yeah, some people can't say they get paid by their music. Guess what? I get paid. So thank you very much. Anyway, let me give you my opinion on what I think rap and hip hop is. So rap, you know what I'm saying, to me. All right. So hip hop to me is lyricists. That's what I think. I think if you but it don't have to be Southern cats. It don't have to be Northern. It's just hip. It's just lyricism to me. I think if you are MC that take the time to sit down with your pen and you do like I just said, you think about what is the next rhyme or word I'm gonna say with my word. If I say plate, your next word shouldn't be 8. If I say date, The next word shouldn't be mate.
Mm-hmm.
You should be like, mate, you should say date, articulate. You know what I'm saying? Something you say you need to think. To me, that's what I think, that stuff. And I'm not knocking nobody, everybody do their own thing. Some people are just ABC 1, 2, 3. That's what I think hip hop is. I think Outkast is hip hop. You know, my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? I think Mystical is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? My opinion only. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think Scarface is hip hop. My opinion only. Now, do I think that, you know, what's them cats? Oh my God, what's those one of those cats back in the days? You know, Lean with it, Rock with it. Them cats. Do I think they were hip hop?
Got you. Yeah.
No, no. I like it in the club. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Franchise boys. Yeah. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Franchise boys, lean with it, rock. Yeah. No, that to me that's not. But that's my opinion. You know, you might be. Other people might think that's what that is. But you can't say some hip hop songs can't be played in the club because that's not true. Because I heard Tramp in the club in Miami, the whole Wu-Tang song with everybody on there rapping. The whole Wu-Tang clan was rapping on the song, and I heard it in the club.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me. I heard "Step Into," you know what I'm saying? About what's the about KRS-One? Step into a world. Heard that in the club. So you can't tell me that hip hop can't be in the club. It can, but that's just what I think. That's my opinion. Everybody might think a little different. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these new artists is out right now. They're more rappers than they are hip hoppers. But that's my opinion. Like I said, you know what they say about opinions and what they worth. That's just about it. Man. Let me see. Where can we? Okay, now we get to the point where we can talk about. You know, before I get to that, ask you where you get all your stuff from, and I'm gonna play your music. I think that's what we want to do first. I mean, I'm all about that. I want people to hear you and hear what you got going out with Black. With Black say nowadays people think hip hop is a downer in the club. And I don't know. He might be right. He might be thinking it's a down in the club, but after I heard Tramp in the club in Miami, you know what I'm saying, Miami Nights, I was like, what in the world? They playing Tramp in the club in Miami, the Miami Nights. I was like, I almost fell out that day. I almost fell out. Yeah, but we coming to the end here, man. So before I get to the point where I'm talking about, I want to play some of your music, man. I want to play something. It's on here. I want to go ahead and play that. And I want people to, you know, the vibe off of what you got going on, man. So we'll introduce your song. You know what I'm saying? This song we going to play. What's the song we going to play?
Should be playing the song Friday Night by your one and only D Mill.
By only D Mill. So let's get to it. Let's make it happen. Uh-oh. I see it, but I don't hear it. Did I miss something? I don't know, Black in the background for some technical stuff here. Let me see what he say. I see it, but I don't hear it. How do you get this thing to play? Uh-oh. So we got some technical difficulties going on here. Oh, well, technical difficulty is that I uploaded the wrong song. So let's he uploaded the wrong song. He uploaded the wrong song. So he can upload it now. So see, this is stuff.
So whose song did he upload?
I don't know which one he uploaded, but he obviously didn't upload the right one. So you know, so we just keep it going until he fixes it because I want people to hear your music. And so while we wait on him to do this, tell us why you doing what you're doing, because I know why you making the music and you doing stuff you're doing. Tell me the story that you told me as to why you making the music.
So what brought me back into music, and like you said, you know, I didn't want to get back into music. I want to focus on writing books. I still have a book I'm trying to finish, and but I have I have some younger family members that's into the music right now, man, and they actually sound good. But when I listen to all of their music and I'm looking at their videos, I'm like, man, you guys could talk about so much more. You can bring in the music. But sometimes, dealing with a generation that's under us, tell them.
Hey, Denard, what I'm gonna tell you is, do me a favor. You looking like a robot right now. So I'm gonna say, go out, come back in, and you know what I'm saying, to see if we can, get you back, not looking like, R2D2. Jump out and come back. Let me see if we can get you back. These technical difficulties, man. But that's how you do when it's live. Wouldn't have it no other way at all. All right, you back? Okay, that's better.
Better?
For a minute. There you go. Now you back. It was a little choppy, but go ahead and finish, man. You looking good now.
Did you hear me there?
You're still a little choppy, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't know if we're going to be able to make that any better.
Hey, man, I don't know. Let me check this route. Oh, man. But,
yeah. Just go ahead on, man. You good.
Okay.
All right. He said, well, go ahead and tell your story. He said he think he ready, but go ahead and tell the story.
So, I came to you when I said I think the best thing to do is to kind of, show them, give them like a blueprint of what I was trying to relate about music. And I told you, hey, can you help me out? I just want a grown folk sound that bridges the gap to the young folk. That's the type of music I need. And then I'll jump on here and I'll start recording some songs. And I hadn't recorded over 8 years, so it was, getting back into the getting my breathing down, articulating my words the way I wanted to. All of it. Yeah, but that's how I got back into the music. That's what this project is right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, you got better. I can say that much. I can tell that you was really working on your craft and you've been really trying to get it right, because you came in here like, oh, that's Denard. But I did a lot of recording for you, but a lot of stuff, like I said, I'm not no recorder. So I told you, I said, what I do, I record your stuff. If you go to the studio, they can make it better. I'm okay. I'm still getting to that point where I'm learning how to do a lot of this mixing stuff. My man Donnie Adair, he on point. I usually record my stuff here, and I take my stuff to the people, because I know they know what they're doing. So but I appreciate you coming through and trusting me with that, man. I can help you and your family, and I hope they like what you put down. And it was, it was feeling it, what I mean? But I think he got us right now. So let's see if it plays now when I play it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I go through these technical difficulty things all the time. But guess what? When you hear the show on Spotify, you're not gonna hear any of this. All that part that was there, he probably gonna replace with a commercial.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get it to play now. Black, we're gonna cross our fingers. Let's make it happen. Let's see if it plays.
That nigga Sully going stupid.
This one right here is going out to every woman out there, holding it down, staying loyal, staying true. Yo, I salute you all. D-Bill.
It's Friday night and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my babe. It's been a long week, it's time to vacate. We ride. Friday night, and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my babe. It's been a long week, it's time to vacate. We ride.
Yeah, I got plans for the weekend. So won't you clear your plans for the weekend? Pack you a bag for the weekend. That's right. Cause we gon' get it on this weekend. Yeah, baby sweeter than molasses. Fashionista in Gucci glasses. Chocolate thick is my chocolate chick. First round draft, you my number one pick. You only saw me and not my circumstance. Stepped out on faith and you took that chance. And found the perfect partner for this slow dance. As we listening to Sky and the start of our romance. This thing we found is dish, and that man would never lack. Let me love you down, cause I'm ready for the world. Old school LL, around the way, girl. Baby, I'm the prince that give you diamonds and pearls. Just let your soul glow like a cherry curl. I'm like, oh, no one compares to you. Can't nobody do me like you. And the special things you do. Oh, oh, I'm like, oh, no one compares to you. Can't nobody do me like you. And the special things you do. Oh, oh. It's Friday night and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my babe. It's been a long week, it's time to vacate. We ride, we ride. It's Friday night and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my babe. It's been a long week, it's time to vacate. We ride, we ride. It's Friday night and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my babe. It's been a long week, it's time to vacate. We ride, we ride. Good loving, remind me of Campbell's soup. Good when you do what you do. Creativity when I'm off in the booth. The fire I lay down, I contribute to you. Come on, it's like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. Because of you, I'm bolder. Thanks for spotting me, baby, cause I've been down and out lately. From a world that's so shady and from a future so hazy. Losing people over here, losing people over there. I'm not gonna live in fear, thanks for drying up my tears. Time to celebrate a queen, yo, we out tonight. Got our hater blockers on, buddy, let's take flight. So tell me what's on your brain, and maybe I'll do the same. Cause baby, I spit that flame. No EA, this ain't a game. It ain't gonna always be a struggle, I'll be back on top. Extra hard with my grind, so I can't stop. Many others gave up on me, but not you, babe. It's the freaking weekend, honey, enjoy the vacay. It's Friday night, and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my baby. It's time to vacay. We ride, we ride. It's Friday night, and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my babe. It's been a long week, it's time to vacay. We ride, we ride. It's Friday night, and I just got paid. Got something special planned for my babe. It's been a long week, it's time to vacay. We ride, we ride.
Okay. I like it. I already liked it the first time I heard it, you know, so I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Man, you know, it's cool. And that's what I'm saying, man. Dude got talents out here, man, and it's just a shame that more people don't know that these talents are out here, man. And that's why I'm doing this show. You want to know what I'm giving people? I'm giving people this man. I'm giving people the people that come on this show that people want to hear. That don't have opportunity for people to hear that, because everybody can't go to the major studios and do their stuff. Everybody can't do that, but they can come on here. And if I got 100 people listen to this show, that's 100 people that you didn't, you know what I'm saying, that listen to your music. If I got 50 people that listen to this show, that's 50 people that listen to your music, man. So, hey, my mission is accomplished. I'm very happy. You know what I'm saying? My mission is accomplished with you, because I've been wanting to get you on. I said I want to get you something. Once you got it all tight, come back, you know, I'm gonna get you on here. I've been telling you, so I made it happen. So before we roll out of here, man, tell them, let them know, your social medias, where they can get your book, where they can, where they gonna pick this music up whenever it comes out, or then you got videos out there, they can check out your videos on YouTube. Just throw it out there, man.
Okay. Well, first things first, my book is entitled Forge in the Fire. You can get this book from Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. As far as the music right now, I have a YouTube channel. You can find me on D-Mill YouTube channel, Denard Miller. As far as any videos, I'm working on a video coming out. But at the same time, I do have some lyric videos. I said YouTube, at least about 6 songs that I have on YouTube right now that I got up there so people can start hearing the project and see the direction that it's going. I appreciate any comments that people leave in. You can see me on Facebook, Denard Miller. And that's pretty much it. I don't do the Instagram or anything, not yet. I'll get there, but I ain't there yet.
Oh man, you slipping now. You know what I'm saying? I do live on Instagram. I do all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Instagram junkie now. I be on there all the time. You know what I mean?
I gotta figure it out, man. I gotta figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You know, my man Black, like, I don't know how many people watch this show. Like over 500 people listen to this show. All right. I wouldn't know. Hey, you know what I mean? I just come on here, man, and I just try to do what's right, you know what I mean, by my people. And I know it's a bunch of y'all out here, you know what I mean? And you know, I see your family on here still going on here. Okay, I hear you, D-Mill. I was right on here like, excellent book. Love it. You got love out here, man. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I just had your whole family on my show. That's good. On this podcast. Yeah, man. So, man, I appreciate you being on. Before I leave, I'm gonna say one more thing. I got to go one little thing before I head on out. So, I took a picture by the Robert Lee statue here recently, you know, and I got some people was kind of saying stuff, and I kind of mentioned it a little bit on my Facebook Live. I'm just gonna tell you, man. You know, I'm not for anything that stood for. I'm saying here publicly where everybody can know, and anybody who knows and been here to Richmond and had a chance to go by that statue, they know what has happened to that statue and what they changed it into. So when you see me taking a picture by it, the picture is more so for me to say, hey, look, you know, this ain't right. And it's me desecrating it by standing there. You see what I'm saying? And I try my best. Any music that I make, listen to my music, anything I put out there, this show, anything that I do is always about uplifting and unity and doing things and highlighting what's right and highlighting what's wrong. Some people feel like that stuff should be in museums, and I think it should be in museums. We should forget it. But I don't think we should have a 20-foot statue, you know, sitting over everybody else to remember. Put it in the museum, take it down, put it somewhere. We all for that. I'm agreeing with that, but I you know, and that was my way of doing that. And I'm taking promotional pictures. I'm trying to get this stuff to get ready to start rolling out, man. So that's what I was doing. Yeah. So just know, you here in Richmond, you done seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's that. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna I just want to say it publicly what it was about for me on in that picture. You know, if anybody saw it, that's what was up. So, man, it was nice having you on here, man. I know we're gonna have you back again. I'm sure, you know what I mean, as you start getting your stuff and doing your thing, and you want to come on here and talk about anything else you're doing, bring your new book out. You're welcome to come back on here and talk about the book. Hopefully by that time I have 1 million followers. 1 million people listening to the show. But I'll take over 500. I didn't even know that. So thank you, Black. I didn't even know I had over 500 people listening to the show. So, hey, it's just a testament to y'all. It ain't a testament to me. It's a testament to y'all talents. So that's that, man. So I'm out. This is the salute. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up to the family? What's up? Appreciate y'all one more time for the Nah family. Y'all, man, y'all show more. I had more comments on here than I've probably ever seen. I get some comments, but damn, y'all had the whole. I couldn't even read them all. There's so many. But hey, man, appreciate y'all support. And your man is on point, and that's why he on the salute. So, you know, we always in the service of dreamers. This is the salute. We out.